Whose fault is it that Kyrie and LeBron James' relationship has basically gone down the drain? Recently, Kyrie Irving went to a wedding. Stephen Curry was clowning LeBron. It was funny, and Kyrie was joining in on the fun. It would be funny. It would be okay if we didn't have all these trade talks going on. But the fact that Kyrie wants to leave Cleveland, basically, this adds more fuel to the fire. And then when Kyrie was coming from home from China on his Kyrie Irving tour in China, he's basically saying, "I'm coming home," basically trolling LeBron James for when he said he was coming to Cleveland. And it's just like, this thing has gone way out of bounds. If you think about it, Kyrie Irving has unfollowed LeBron James from social media, basically dropped him from his whole friends list or whatever the case is. Like, basically trying to erase all facets of LeBron in his life, including requesting for a trade. And, LeBron James is responding to Kyrie Irving with all of these cryptic little posts. He's listening to Meek Mill's, "The guys wasn't with me, I thought they was riding with me," stuff like that. But whose the fault is it? Is it Kyrie's fault for wanting to have his own team, quote unquote? Which we all honestly know that he wants respect. He wants the respect of his peers. He wants the respect of his organization. He doesn't want to be treated like some commodity that could be traded. As you know, the Cleveland Cavaliers had him in trade talks. LeBron James allegedly requested from the Phoenix Suns if they could put Josh Jackson in the trade for Kyrie Irving. So, and then we get reports about what LeBron James does, which is, 2 years ago he requested to have Kyrie Irving traded for CP3 after they won the championship, after they won the chip. And then, LeBron James is posting all this stuff, and he's basically saying he's upset with Kyrie. Stephen A. Smith, a week ago or so, he released information that LeBron James was so heated that he could honestly get into a fight with Kyrie. Not like literally, but man, I could just punch this guy in the face. Man, I ought to slap this guy in the back of the head. That's how bad LeBron James basically feel about the whole situation in Kyrie. So it's LeBron James' fault for being a superstar, megastar, who wants to push the envelope and win titles and force the trades that he wants. It's not LeBron James' fault. It is not Kyrie Irving's fault. It is the Cleveland Cavaliers organization fault. It starts at the head. It starts with Dan Gilbert. Dan Gilbert essentially was unable to secure a general manager. He was unable to make moves during the offseason, like get Paul George, Jimmy Butler. Unable to do all of that because of his ego, because he doesn't want to pay any more money. And here's the thing about when it comes to money, because Dan Gilbert is a billionaire. Money doesn't necessarily buy a class. Now, if you look at all the first-class organizations, they don't have these issues. Right now, Spurs don't have these issues. Golden State doesn't have these issues. But for some reason, the Cavs do. So the Cavs have made a ton of money in these past 3 years. Won a championship in these past 3 years. Essentially, they have not run their organization with class. Therefore, all this stuff has unloaded and unfolded in front of our eyes. Kyrie Irving took a private meeting about requesting a trade. How does that information get leaked, period? If you're a first-class organization, that news does not get leaked until you make the trade. That's it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that the organization would essentially allow the inmates to run the asylum makes absolutely no sense. LeBron James came in there from day one. He threatened the Cavs saying, if you don't make this trade for love, basically you don't want to win, etc., etc. Basically saying, I could leave again. And mind you, they had lost the championship to the Golden State Warriors. So if they didn't win the championship in 2016, LeBron would have left, essentially. He would have been gone. So LeBron came in there basically running the asylum. Now, think about this. Before LeBron James came, Kyrie Irving was reluctant to sign an extension past his rookie deal with the Cavs because he was unsure about the direction they were taking. The Cavs sold Kyrie Irving on, this is your team, this is your organization. Then LeBron James comes back and they completely do a 180 on Kyrie Irving. Basically disrespecting the guy. You had a deal with him and then now you want to flip the script. And I understand it's LeBron James and he's the best player in the world. I have no problems with that. But the organization has consistently treated Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love like second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth fiddles. Their names have been in trade rumors. Kevin Love, basically, he's been emasculated by LeBron James and basically Kyrie Irving because they've been ignoring him with his strengths, forcing him to be a spot-up shooter. You know, he gets no minutes in the finals, essentially. Awful. Been treating him awful. Kyrie Irving basically read the writing on the wall. And so when he saw his name in the trade talks for Paul George, him going to the Suns, he basically knew, hey, man, listen, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. LeBron James is essentially the organization. I took a private meeting, and they went and told LeBron, or, Dan Gilbert told LeBron, hey, Kyrie wants to trade. Why is this going through LeBron James? Why is my information getting leaked? See, everybody wants to make it seem like this is about him not being son by LeBron, this, that, and the third. This is all about the disrespect of the organization. You cannot allow one player to hold your team hostage, which is LeBron James or Kyrie Irving. And you can't allow information that's private to be leaked. You can't go back and tell LeBron, hey, this, that, and the third. You can't necessarily keep making trades based on what LeBron wants. You got to make it based on what's best for the team. That's why the team struggles so mightily in the finals, because every time LeBron sat, Kyrie Irving was basically put on the squad that was built for LeBron James. So when LeBron James sits, the strengths don't match with Kyrie Irving. He doesn't have anybody else that's athletic on the floor. He doesn't have anybody else that can create like how he can create. He has to essentially create for some old guys that just spot up and shoot. And Kyrie Irving doesn't have the passing capacity of a LeBron James. Like certain things, certain people can't do. Like Kevin Durant could pull up from 30. Now, if I sit Kevin Durant on the bench and I say, hey, JaVale McGee, I need to pull up from 30 the same way KD does, and you have a certain team around him, it's not going to work. So Kyrie Irving basically saw the writing on the wall. He was like, I'm not going to deal with this. But this all boils down to how the organization handled things. They were, quote-unquote, massaging the entire relationship between LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. Now, look, you done massage yourself into a trade. You done finesse yourself into you got to make a trade, because if Kyrie Irving stays on that team, he's going to play poorly on purpose. If he's a man of his word, I could see him doing this. He gets on the court, he just doesn't perform. He's very apathetic to the whole process. There's no mending this. And this no mending thing comes from the fact that the top of the organization is crap. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction with Hoops Meets Hoopla. Peace.